screaming or crying. You know, it's a kid, you know, crying. And this old man said, if you don't shut that kid up, I'll do it for you.
Oh.
65-year-old guy, old crotchety fucker. And the kid wouldn't stop, and that old man slapped him.
That's some fucking wacky
Did he get
shit.
arrested?
Oh, yeah.
Is he facing any charges?
Of
or
course.
what?
Yeah.
Man.
You can't assault a minor like that.
No, that's insane.
And after he slaps him, he goes, yeah, you know. I mean, the kid start crying more. This, you know what I mean? A strange old man slapping you is not going to calm you down. It's going to make things worse. Yeah, so the mom was just, she couldn't believe that this old man slapped the shit out of her kid. What an asshole. I don't know what's up with old people, man. I pulled up in this. I was sitting in a parking lot. I was going over some paperwork at my last job, and this guy pulls up next to me. And granted, it was a grocery store by the beach, so you know, like first of all, it's a small parking lot, small parking spaces. It's not a lot of room, so I park fucked up. I admit it. I park fucked up, but the spaces aren't that big anyway. So this old man pulls up next to me, opens his car or open his truck door. He's driving some old piece of shit Toyota, little pickup, and smashes my car. So I get out, you know, and I ask him. I said, "Excuse me." He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Well, you just hit my car," and he goes, "No, I didn't."
No, I didn't.
And I go, yeah, you did. Did it leave a dent? And he looks at it and he goes, well, you parked crooked. I said, but I was here before you got here.
Right.
He goes, well, you parked crooked. I was like, what the fuck's wrong with you? You know, and I start yelling at him.
Yeah.
And he ran inside. He was all scared and shit, and he just left. But
yeah.
What the fuck, man?
So do you still have a dink in your door?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. People do it all the time. I was one Asian lady.
Damn,
I was sitting in my car again, filling out some paperwork. She opens her car door, hits my car. I roll my window down, and I said, "What are you doing?" And I just heard. I had my window down a little bit already, so I heard the conversation between her and her daughter, whoever she was with. She was speaking perfect English, no accent, nothing. As soon as I said, "What are you doing?" I didn't do nothing.
Oh my!
She turned the Asian accent on.
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, really? I mean, that kind of made me laugh.
Sympathy is what she was looking for.
Perfectly fine. And now, I didn't do nothing. I said, I was in here the whole time. I felt you hit my car. She goes, I'm sorry. I was like,
that's like at the bank, dude. It's funny.
Don't turn on the accent.
You get people like that, like the Mexicans. It's funny shit, dude. You'll be sitting there talking to them, you know, rambling along. They're not speaking English or anything like that. But then they're doing their whole transaction and they're understanding what the fuck you're saying. And then you go, you got an overdraft fee, you know. You gotta pay this before you can get your money out. Right. And they're like, huh? What? No.
Yeah, all of a sudden.
I'm like, how come you could understand? I went to the encyclopedia in the library and I looked up freaking 17-pound tuna, and you're right with me.
Right.
But when I say overdraft, you're like, huh?
No comprende.
Man,
no comprendo.
Don't even bring that shit up with me, man. At the restaurant, this shit happens to me, and it's like my biggest pet peeve.
They turn the accent on?
I
had English card?
Well, listen to this one. I had a 6-pack of people come in, you know, a guy with 5 women. And, you know, it was out of my station, you know, out in left field, and I was the only one that speaks Spanish. They requested a Spanish-speaking server because they don't know English. And I was like, oh, you motherfucker. They gave them Spanish menus, the whole deal. So I go over there, you know, and I accommodate their Spanish. Fucking guy's asking me about every motherfucking dish on the menu. Every dish. He says, would you recommend this? What does it come with on the side? Every question, I had to go tell the hostess, you know what? Stop seating me. I have to focus all my fucking attention on this one table because they wanted to know everything. They wanted me to tell them in Spanish. They wanted to be pampered. And the guy tipped like 10% or not even that, 8%. Well, anyway, this goes back to our story.
Antonio Villaragosa.
No, but I'm just saying, I hate having to accommodate Spanish. You need to learn English if you're going to be in the United States of America.
I agree, man. I agree.
You just gotta.
English
I don't
is just
care.
An international language. You know, there's nothing wrong with being bilingual. As a matter of fact, I think it's fucking awesome.
Everybody's learning English, man. I look at Korean shows now, and even though they're speaking Korean, they throw a lot of English words in, or they, English is an international. It's probably the most international language. They do it in Japan. They do it in Europe already speaks English. In India, that's their second language. All over the world.
I love when someone is speaking a different language, and then there's no word for that particular thing they're talking about in the language, and they throw in an English word. I love that. They'd be like, bartender.
Yeah, I see that.
It cracks me up.
I see that a lot in the Philippines. The one I love the most is fucking India, dude. I watch a lot of Hindi film. They're 3 hours long, because they're like a semi-musical. But those things always kill me because you hear them saying like sorry Charlie, like what the? I'm like, where did that come from, man?
Yeah, serious.
Like I seen this guy and this girl fighting, and it's 6 a.m, we're hungover and we're still drinking. And my friend's also a Hindi fan. She loves Indian guys. She's a fucking freak. No, she's cool actually. But anyway, she listens to the show. But besides that,
she's our only female listener.
What was your point?
They're fighting. There's this girl and guy fighting on a Hindi movie, and they're speaking their language, and they're fucking ripping each other apart, kicking like in the face, punching, and the girl's like kicking and talking, and all of a sudden you just hear a "Go to hell." It's like, what the fuck? Like, go to hell.
I thought you were gonna say she was pulling the Batman. Kablow, Zammy.
Those are good too, man. It's been a long time since I've seen the Batman and Robin.
Bonk.
I saw the Christmas Carol 3D movie. It's pretty good shit. It's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing. I don't know if you ever seen that movie Beowulf, but
yeah,
they take, I don't know how they do it, but it's animated figures, but you can tell it's Jim Carrey's face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's fucking crazy, man. It's unbelievable. They'll never replace real actors. No one ever replaced De Niro or Tom Hanks, or Denzel Washington. There's no way a computer can do that, but they're getting fucking close, man.
Yeah.
They're getting close. It's pretty amazing shit. I mean, I think one of the first, groundbreaking movies that combined, like, animation, or it was kind of crazy, was Tron, right?
Oh, man, that was like in 82 or 83.
And then, like, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and,
yeah.
Those kind of movies came out. But
Who Framed Roger Rabbit, I would have to say, was the first combination of
and that
live
redhead.
actors.
I still have fantasies with Jessica Rabbit. That's what it is, man. Wow. I like redheads. I mean, I have a fetish. I have 3 fetishes. Twig knows. He's always pissed off because Asians. I have an Asian fetish. My second fetish is redheads, and my third fetish, Asians with red hair. That's my fetishes.
Don't forget the braided nipples.
Asian, Asians with red hair are called, right?
What are they called?
Fire ants.
Fire.
No, I don't know. I just made that up.
You're crazy. Freaking A, man. Where do we come up with this shit? Fire ants.
There's these 2 fucking idiots out of Oklahoma. There's these 2 idiots out of Oklahoma who were on the phone conducting a drug deal, and they actually butt dialed 911, and the 911 dispatcher and the cops were listening to the whole time,
everything.
The details, and these fucking idiots were talking about Xanax, hydrocodone, OxyContin, ecstasy, marijuana, $20,000 drug deal. Busted.
Just by sitting on your fucking phone.
Dumb fucks, man. Cell phones, and I mean, cell phones are so crazy now. You can do video, camera, text, all that shit is just. You can. It's
amazing.
It's recorded, man. You can't have any conversation now.
It's amazing.
No.
There's a theory I heard out there that the government can still hear what you're doing just as long as your cell phone's on. You don't even have to, as long as it's on. I mean, that might just be a myth, but I actually heard that shit already.
Myth.
Yeah? Is it a myth?
That's a myth, dude. If it doesn't have any signal, there's no way they can pick up on it.
Right. I agree with that, but you hear.
But
you can't put anything
I do know
past.
This is if the government wants to watch you in your backyard.
Oh yeah.
They could fucking watch you like nothing.
Zoom in on satellite, right?
You go on Yahoo Maps or whatever.
Google Earth.
Oh,
yeah.
They're gonna have Google Moon soon.
You could see anything. Like the street detail on there is crazy. But I've actually gone down to the high school and seen the flow of students in between classes, like moving by, like little fire ants.
Right. Imagine their technology. I mean, they're always 20 years ahead of us.
Yeah.
We got to see the stealth in the 90s when they produced it in the 70s.
Yeah.
And, that's kind of tells